Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast live pick'em show. Max, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing good, Juan. I'm doing very good. I actually fixed the records. I did my math right this week, so we're good. I'm feeling very good.
Hey, one win at a time, baby. That's all you need. One game at a time.
You
I
got
went
bailed
up by
out,
one
bro. I was
game.
so close. Mariota effed me.
Imagine if I would have hit those Thanksgiving games. I would have
Imagine
been
if
on
I would have hit
track,
like any
bro.
of the close games I almost had right.
Hey, man, I've been getting fucked like that all year. Okay, so welcome to my fucking world. Okay. Anyway, if you guys are new to the channel, go and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate it. And welcome anyone who's in the live chat. Welcome you guys who are watching this after the fact, the after recording of this. We appreciate you guys too. Max, before we get started in the show, which is going to be a jam-packed show, I mean, we got matchups for days, man. It seems like probably like 7 consecutive weeks in a row we have just struggled to find a game between two winning teams, it seems like. And part of that is a lot of talented teams in the league are just doing bad this year. They're not necessarily like horrible teams though. Like it's just weird. Like the Jets and the Giants are winning teams this year. Like that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and you got teams like the Colts. They're bad.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, for the first time in what seems like 2 decades, are bad. And I was looking
Yeah.
at the draft odds. There's like 4 teams bundled up with 3 wins, right? Like 10 teams bundled up between 3 and 4 wins. So the draft order is alive and well. It just seems like the number 1 pick is solidified by Houston Texans, who's going to get their only
That's
mention of the pod.
That's for sure. And speaking of bad teams, Max, look, I remember you were telling me to vlog in Denver. I absolutely did vlog in Denver. I got done with the vlog today, and it's like a 3-minute video. I'm
Oh,
gonna try to play it on StreamYard. It's gonna be real choppy. It's probably gonna be weird. I don't know how it's gonna go. I will post it on our YouTube channel to have it in like 1080p and like real smooth like. But I wanted to give the audience and you, Max, sneak preview of it if they're watching our show. So here you guys go.
okay. Did they have one for Pat?
Speaking of the devil.
Oh.
I found it so weird right here because Josh Jacobs was fielding punts in pregame.
Really?
So I decided to record it. Yeah.
How do you do?
It was weird. He was doing pretty well. He didn't drop any. This is late into the game. Into the game. Yeah, these were our seats.
I be telling you guys one threaded out, but no one wants to believe me.
This is so this is the stadium tour.
Yeah.
So this is actually inside this is the Denver Hall of Fame, and then like inside the stadium. Actually, you'll see when I get inside the locker room.
Did you have to pay to do the stadium tour?
Yeah.
Was it well worth it though?
Yeah, it was pretty, and it wasn't that much. I think it was only like $60 or something. It wasn't that much.
Oh, you got the little hardwood. Okay.
R.I.P.
Oh yeah. Wow. Is that one of the boxes?
Those are one of the suites. That's Old Mile High. This is where all the media members watch the game. That's still one of the suites. A lot of this is suites. This is the actual locker room right here. I thought this was pretty dope. Look at the bathtubs that they have for the visitors, Max, when we get there. Look how small these things are and how old they are. They said that they're from the old Mile High. Fucking assholes.
What? That's funny. They got a beautiful stadium and they're fielding a dog shit team.
Had to throw that in for good measure right there at the end.
That was good. I liked it. I thought
so there you guys go.
That you were gonna be like, "Hey, we out here in the fucking rib line."
No, I mean, nah. When you said vlog, in my head, I was just gonna get little clips like that, little things like throughout the thing. I mean, I can do a different type of vlog next time if I do go to a game, but it was fun, dude. It was fun. I think probably the most favorite part besides the actual game in those clips was honestly walking through the visitors locker room, because it was literally a day after they were there. So it was just cool to see like the visitors locker room at the time and shit, but it was cool. But I'll be posting that on our channel if you guys want to watch it more smooth. I know like it's hard with StreamYard and stuff, and it was cutting in and out. But there you guys go. Did you like it, Max?
I did. I thought it was like I just wanted to see like you like screwing with the media out on the media with just the people out there like fucking sucks. Like that's the one I'm used to, you know. Like
you got to go to my brother for those, man. My brother has a lot of good videos like that. I think he has like a picture of him like flipping off like the fans and shit, and he has the stadium right behind him and shit. So that's probably like more of his content. But yeah, I just wanted to do something like that more. Like
it was good though. The bathtubs are interesting. Why would they bring it over? You know, they're only $1 billion team. You got old bathtubs.
Well, I mean, they do it on purpose.
Yeah.
One of the things, because like the tour guy, I was telling him, I was like, this is probably nowhere close to how they treated the Lakers in Boston. Boston Garden used to treat away teams like absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
like it was hot,
have correct plumbing, like scathing hot, freezing cold.
Yep, that, and like they put the heater on purpose, which the finals are done during the summer.
Yeah,
so I can only imagine how hot it got in those locker rooms. But yeah, just a little history for you guys. Okay, look, we got a bunch of matchups this week. Let's start with the Bills and Patriots. Little nice divisional game. Get us warmed up with some matchup talk. Bills are 8-3. Patriots are 6-5. Betting info for this one: the Patriots are 5-point underdogs in this one.
I'm sorry, I forgot to put the plus sign right there.
And then the money line is Buffalo minus 235. New England is plus 192. The over-under is 43.5 points. Injuries for the Bills: Gregory Rousseau, doubtful. Mitch Morse and Tremaine Edmonds are both questionable. And on the Patriots side, Damian Harris, who got hurt again in last week's game, he's doubtful with a thigh injury. And Isaiah Wynn and Jalen Mills, shout out to Jalen Mills, former Eagle, they are both questionable.
It's worth noting, Josh Allen's elbow is banged up, but he's going to play. It's just worth noting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be on the injury list every week for the rest of the year.
I feel like there's like this connotation around him right now that like he's not having a good time, or I mean, the Bills have just been in some tough games and he's in pain. What do you want him to be like? Oh, fucking willy-nilly? Like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I love being hurt. At the end of the day, like, yeah, his accuracy's a little bit off, but I attest that to the injury. But at the end of the day, he's still making like plays only Josh Allen can make.
Yeah, that throw that he had
at Stephon Diggs, it was like, wow,
on a rope, on an absolute rope. And I would say this, Max. I know in the beginning of the year we're saying like there's two quarterbacks elite on the elite level in the NFL, and it's not close. Like it's Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and everyone else. I honestly think from the way that things have been playing this year, unfortunately, because of injury, that could be a reason. But Josh Allen has just made a little bit too many mistakes to be in that tier right now. I know maybe when he's all healthy, he can get back in there. He's not that far removed, but right now, I think Patrick Mahomes is playing on another level than any other quarterback. He is by far the best quarterback in the league.
I don't necessarily believe that one. I think he's playing the best right now, but I don't think he is the best quarterback in the league. I still
Well,
think
that's what I'm saying. He's playing the best.
He's playing
He's
the
the best
best. Yeah, he's
quarterback.
playing the best. But I always look at quarterbacks. You just can't look at them like they're their own one man band. And I still feel like Josh Allen has to be the one man band. Where the Chiefs just seem like they find Pachenko, they just signed Melvin Gordon, which I don't agree with the move because it's going to hurt you in the long run. But the Chiefs seem to always have weapons in one. The Bills, they got Stephon Diggs, and I think Gabe Davis, we were talking about doing a video about him, but I'm kind of glad we didn't because I think he's a tad overrated. I don't think he's a really good receiver. I think he's a good one. He's like a number 3 who's in a numbers 2 body. And they're going to need to win this game against the Patriots to keep pace with the Dolphins. This is a must win for the Bills.
It is a must win for the Bills. And I don't think I semi agree with you with the whole quarterback thing. I get what you're saying. I just don't think that applies to Josh Allen all that much. Like he has one of the best receivers in the game. Dawson Knox is good. Their offensive line is good. He has one of the best well-coached defenses on his team. Like I get it at times he looks like he's doing a lot, but I just feel like that's him. Like he takes that upon himself to go run for first downs. And Devin Singletary, like he's good for what they do. I feel like everyone shits on the guy, but he consistently makes plays for them. It seems like every single game this year. Like I get it's not the pitch perfect offense. They're not the fucking best show on turf. They don't have that kind of talent, but he has more than enough talent. When you throw in a top 3 potential best receiver in the league, he has plenty of weapons around him.
To me, this is my opinion. The Chiefs' weapons are on a different playing field than the Bills. Yeah, Diggs is really good. I think as a group, as a whole, totality, what they can do, I think the Chiefs' weapons are better than the Bills, and it's not close.
I can't go on a board on that. I think the Chiefs' weapons, like you throw out Travis Kelce, like they're not even dependable. Like, do you trust Juju that much? Do you trust Marcus Valdez-Scantling? Like, I feel like it's someone different.
I trust them to do their roles. That's what they are. They are all there for a role. Yeah, they might not have the all-around game that a Gabe Davis does, but what they do in their roles and how they're utilized, I trust that more than Gabe Davis, who will have 110 yards one game, and then you won't hear from him for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would say this. I don't look at Juju and MVS any different than I looked at Pringle and Demarcus Robinson a couple years ago. Like
I think that I totally disagree. They are a different level of talent than those 2 guys.
It's 15, my boy. It's 15. But I'm going with number
17.
What number? Yeah, it's number 17, dog. And it looks like you are too. They got to get a win. It's a divisional opponent. They whooped the Patriots' ass last year a bunch of times. They're playing in New England. I think Stephon Diggs is going to take on the challenge with Jack Jones or whatever Jones is covering them this game. Bills 28, Patriots 20.
So I agree with you that the Bills are going to win this game, but can you give me a reason why the Pats are going to lose? Like why you don't have faith in the Pats? Just because we can talk about them a little bit.
Yeah. Look, I think Mac Jones is untrustworthy. Their offense.
You don't think he played well on Thanksgiving?
Not well enough. I don't think he made enough throws. The offensive line gave him doubts at times, like didn't give him a chance at times with the pressure in his face. But I just don't trust them, man. And their defense, yeah, I thought they were elite, but I don't think they're on a level where like they can win games single-handedly. They still need an offense that can put up some points. And they make too many mistakes as a team. Like Bill Belichick teams in the past will be good with penalties. Like they commit way too many penalties at the absolute worst times.
It seems to me that they're missing some difference maker on defense, whether that be a linebacker or really a pass rusher. Don't get me wrong, Uche's having a hell of a year. Judon's good, but no one on that defense really, in my opinion, strikes fear into your heart.
It starts with the corners.
Yeah.
That's all it
And
is.
I like Jacques Jones, but I mean, come on, he's not the level that Gilly Lock was for them.
No,
Winning
not at
defensive
that
player of the
level.
year.
Yeah. He's growing. Young players, man. They're super young on the defensive side. Let's go ahead and move to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lost to the Colts on Monday Night Football. Excuse me, no,
They
won
won.
on Monday Night
We picked
Football.
them.
Sorry,
We picked the
my
Colts, but no.
bad. My bad. Yeah, the Steelers got to win. They're 4-7, playing the Atlanta Falcons, the weirdest team in the NFL, who you cannot predict. I went back and forth with this goddamn game. I didn't know who to fucking go with. Betting info for this one. I think Vegas agrees with me. It's Pittsburgh -1 somehow. They're just like, I don't know. We'll go with Mike Tomlin, I guess. Money line Pittsburgh is -115.
This is
The
not a
over-under.
mistake. This is not a mistake. This is what I saw.
The over-under is 53 points. That is a lot of points. I think it's because there's no defense, man.
But I also don't look at these offenses like, ooh, watch out. They're gonna just put up points in bunches.
Najee Harris and Miles Boykin, they're both hurt. They're going to be questionable for this one. Atlanta Falcons side, Kyle Pitts, Taquan Graham, both on IR, and Chuma Udoga is questionable with a knee injury. Look, man, I'm going to go with the Falcons. Why? I don't trust Pittsburgh. I think, like, Indy was a mess. Like, the whole timeouts thing at the end of the game, I think, killed them. Matt Ryan continues to just have a weird season where all of a sudden he has wheels on his fucking legs and he can move, but he still throws the weirdest interceptions and at the worst times. It's JT or nothing for them. So I don't take much into that Pittsburgh win. I'm rolling with Atlanta. Give me Atlanta, dude. It's going to be a close game, and they're probably going to win this game really weird.
I mean, Atlanta was on the door, like knocking on the door of scoring a touchdown and winning the game against Washington, who everyone kind of thinks is a good team. Atlanta had that game before Marcus Mariota did a Marcus Mariota thing and threw an untimely pick. I'm going with Atlanta third week in a row. I have faith in C/P, little Drake London. We'll see if he can get involved because he's a guy I'm just looking like, man, you're in quarterback hell. You're in quarterback hell. But I think Atlanta's run game, Arthur Brown coaches them well. Their defense is stingy, and they got to get 1 or 2 turnovers on Kenny.
Yeah. Drake London started off hot, man, but he has dwindled down.
It's just their passing offense is anemic. It's so bad. It's literally like last year the Giants won their run game. It's like you could have Eric Dickerson back there. There's nowhere to run the ball. They're getting destroyed, and I don't know if it's a concept thing one because I see Drake London get open. I see Kyle Pitts get open. The ball just never gets thrown their way.
Yeah. Let's go to the Packers and Bears.
Let's go. This game might be exciting.
Probably not, man. Let's go to the betting info for this one. Green Bay is 3-point favorites. Why? It's probably because if Rodgers plays, he owns the Bears, literally. Let's go to the injuries. Aaron Rodgers is questionable, and Darnell Savage is questionable. Rodgers with that rib injury, he got that finger thing going on. So let's see if we can see Jordan Love in this one. And on the Bear side, Justin Fields, their starting quarterback, questionable with a shoulder injury. Darnell Mooney, he's out for the year with an ankle injury. And Eddie Jackson, he's questionable also with a foot
he's
injury.
on IR. Eddie Jackson got upgraded to IR. He's out for the rest of the year.
Well, he's done. So there you go for injury. So we don't know who we're going to see. We might wind up seeing the backup for the Bears and the Packers in this one.
I think that's a funner game, to be honest. Jordan Love.
It might be.
If it's Justin Fields, Jordan Love versus Justin Fields. Hey, if this is Jordan Love time, and I think that's the most interesting angle, because this was a guy Juan really liked coming out. I was not as high on him. And whether you want to say he's a bust and all this, the truth of the matter is, Juan, he has 2 starts under his belt, 3 starts. How do you judge a guy off 3 starts?
Yeah. One of them was really bad against the Chiefs. I remember
but
they
wasn't
couldn't
that
even
like
score.
Spur of the moment, like he just kind of was an emergency start.
And yeah, it was the COVID year.
This offseason, or this preseason, he looked like a different guy.
Yeah.
So if this is his time,
We'll
Take it
we'll
by the
see, dude.
horns, man.
We'll see. I have not liked what I've seen from Jordan Love in his pro career. I seen light at the end of the tunnel with his college tape, with the little bit that we had. But I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I think they have more talent than the Bears right now. The Bears are young. It's Justin Fields or bust. Like, if the Bears play Justin Fields in this game, I would not understand it. Like, why would you play him? I think he showed more than enough this year on why he should be considered for the future starting franchise quarterback. Don't play him. Go ahead and play this game, and you lose, whatever it is, what it is. Packers, man, 20-17.
Packers 23-22. It'll be a close game if it's backups. I think it'll be a close game regardless at this point.
Yeah. Jags and Lions, 4-7 Jags against the 4-7 Lions. This is gonna be a fun one, dude. And it's a 1-point spread with the Lions being the favorites. Money line is Jacksonville -105 and Detroit is -115. Over under is 51.5 points. Injuries on the Jag side. Travis Etienne, foot injury. He's questionable. He got hurt early in the game last week.
It's a foot sprain, and normally one you wouldn't be concerned, but for a guy who missed his whole year because of a foot injury, this scares you, right?
It scares you a little bit, but I think he's fine. If you watched that game last week, he was on the sidelines. He had his pads on. He was walking around. He was in good spirits. I think it was just more of a cautionary thing for the team
But I'm just
not
saying,
to
at
play him.
4-7, don't you still go with the cautionary approach?
Yeah, maybe. I think Hasty gets a little bit more involved in this one, but I think he's fine. I don't think nothing's wrong with him seriously. And on the Lion side, Jonah Jackson, Jeff Okuda, and Julian Acarara are all questionable. Okay. Look, you can't be wrong with either of these picks. They're both teams that fight very hard. They've lost a lot of close games this year. They've looked really good at times. They look really bad at times. I'm going to go with the Lions, man. I like what I seen last week on Thanksgiving. Their defense looked like they had a pep in their step. I like what they got going with the whole DeAndre Swift, Armon St. Brown, and Jamal Williams aspect. Give me Goff. Give me Goff, especially at home. They play good at home. 31-30 Lions.
I'm going with the Jags one. I like what I saw at the end of the game with Trevor Lawrence. It seems like that was the best. Let me rephrase. That was the best start of his life in the NFL. I think they're going to use that to springboard and get some success. And this Jags team has a lot of, like you like to say, one has a lot of good things about it. They move the ball. They just can't score. They do bad crap at wrong times. And for the Lions, I just think there's a talent discrepancy between them. And I think this is going to be a surprisingly fun game to watch.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to rate this game, I'd be like, it's an 8. And maybe we should start doing that one. Rate the game scale of 1 to 10.
This is basically going to be constantly on red zone because it's going to be a lot of scoring, a lot of crazy things.
So where would it be in you for 1 out of 10, like watchableness?
I was going to be an 8. I wouldn't mind watching this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's go to the Vikings, who are hosting the 7-4 New York Jets. Vikings coming in at 9-2. Vikings are 3-point favorites. Over under is 45.5 points. Injuries for the Jets: Michael Carter questionable, Ashton Davis and Sheldon Rankins are both questionable also. And injuries on the Viking side: Christian Darrisaw still questionable, Zadarius Smith and Andrew Booth, both questionable. It looks like another swing game for us, man. It looks like we're disagreeing. I'm gonna be rolling with the Jets, man. I'm going with Mike White to tear up that Vikings defense. I know week after week I've been saying the Vikings are phony. I don't trust in them all that much. But honestly, I feel like from a matchup standpoint, they do not match up well with the Jets. They're not going to be able to get the Dalvin Cook game going with the run game. The Jets are going to stop all that shit. And I'm so eager to see. I'm going to watch this game twice. I'm going to try to watch it as much as possible in the morning because of Justin Jefferson against Sauce Gardner when they do match up. And I want to see the all 22 film after the fact to see what happened because that matchup is going to be great.
One, I'm not buying the Mike White stuff. That's why I picked the Vikings in this game. Look, last year he had his coming out party against the Bengals. He went 37 for 45, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. What did he do the next week? 20 for 32. They got whacked 54-13 He throws 2 picks against the Patriots. I don't believe in Mike White. Everyone's talking about he's such a franchise guy. Look at his fucking stats.
Mr. White.
Mr. White. He's got stats. Richard Sherman was like, oh, yeah, look at I'm just a stats guy. Put up fucking stats. He's won 2 fucking games. One was against the shit Bears. Like, the Vikings are a good team. Like, let's pump the fucking brakes. We're so quick to write off Zach Wilson. We're so quick to anoint Mike White. If you're writing off Zach Wilson because all the off the field shit and the characteristics, go for it. They were 5-2 with him.
Yeah, but
and trust me, it wasn't the greatest show on turf. I agree with you. There was problems there, but this is the second pick in the draft. He has a lot of talent. He could have easily I think he could have put up some big numbers against the Bears, but at the end of the day, I do not trust Mike White. Going with the Vikings 27-20. Vikings, you're your number 1 team in the NFC North, and you don't want to pick them.
I ain't picking them, dog. I ain't buying it. 26-24, New York Football Jets. That's the Giants, excuse me. The New York Jets, all right? Gang green. Gang.
How would you rate this game 1 to 10 on the watchable scale?
I'm going to go with a 10. I'm so fascinated with the Sauce Gardner and Justin Jefferson when they line up. I'm so excited. Look, I was talking to Joey about this. I don't know if you were in the Xbox party when we were talking about it. I think Sauce Gardner has been playing absolute lights out this year. Like, so lights out that he's the best corner in the league. Like, that's how good he's been. And to see him against mano a mano on the best with Justin Jefferson, I'm excited to see. I know he's not going to travel with him, but when they do line up against each other, I'm so excited what I'm going to see.
I would say this one. He's definitely been one of the better cornerbacks. I would say somewhere in the top 5. But I feel like this is a very weird year for corners where you can literally make the case for 5 being the best ones. Like, there's no like consensus right now. Like, it wasn't Jalen Ramsey from like 2 years ago or a year ago. Like, there seems to be like kind of a vacuum up for grabs for the best corner in the league. Do you agree?
I think the only reason why it's like that with Sauce Gardner is because he's a rookie, so nobody wants to crown him right away.
I don't really think he is, to be honest. That's just me.
I completely disagree. I think
Max is a fucking hater, guys. He said he's top 5, but he didn't say he's the best one. So no.
I just think no one wants to crown him as the number 1 because he's a rookie. It's too early. Like, no one wants to crown the guy. And I get it. But as far as it goes for corners, I think he's number 1. Close number 2, I think it's still Jalen Ramsey. But he has been absolutely insanely good, man. Sauce Gardner. Press corner, off coverage, zone coverage, man coverage, you fucking name it. He's been so freaking good, dude. So I'm excited to see that matchup.
I am too. Let's stay in New York, though, Juan. Let's keep with the New York theme.
Let's go with the New York Giants. This New York Football Giants, 7-4, coming off that loss in Thanksgiving. The Washington Commanders, who are quietly over 500, they're 7-5. Where the hell has this team gone? Because no thanks to us, we didn't talk about them last week. We had a condensed episode. I kind of regret it looking back at it because they have been quietly just winning football games with Taylor freaking Heineke, bro. And this was a team that Ron Rivera was crying and shit about Carson Wentz. Like, we thought they were a disaster at times.
The preseason stuff with the COVID vaccinations and guys aren't doing their jobs.
They're disrespecting Sean Taylor with his freaking statue.
No, they did. They did that. They continue to disgrace his legacy.
And with all that said, they're favored by 2.5 points, man, in New York. Injuries on Washington side. Chase Young, probable. Ben St. Juste, he's questionable. And Trey Turner, he's questionable. Giant side of injuries. Evan Neal, questionable. And Fabian Monroe, the cornerback, he is questionable. And Daniel Bellinger has an eye injury. He's probable.
Yeah, he's been out for about 6 weeks when he got poked in the eye in Jacksonville. This is a game where I look at Washington like a fire. And Chase Young has a chance to be a humongous just bucket of gasoline to this fire. If he's anything like his rookie year, he's going to just take this defense to another level. It makes them really scary. Because let's be real, last year, he kind of got off to a really slow start as a sophomore. It wasn't just the injuries. It was like, what happened to Chase Young? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
So if he comes back, and that's why I'm picking Washington this week, and it's not that I think the Giants are a bad team, and I don't want people to say they were they're finally showing their true colors. They're 7-5. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. They lost Evan Neal. They've lost corners, pass rushers. Like, it hasn't been the peachy year it has been.
Yeah, I think the jig is up with the Giants. I think they're really lacking a playmaker on the outside, first and foremost. I think like Odell Beckham signing will be so big for them, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, the Kadarius Toney thing's a complete whiff looking back at it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm rolling with Washington too, 29-28. I think it's going to be a close game because the Giants still have a great defense. And at the end of the day, like, I know it sounds like a good story, but are we ready to go all in on Washington? Like,
Well,
I
here's what
wouldn't be
I would say,
surprised if they lose.
I definitely wouldn't be surprised if New York won. It's not shocking to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
but they're going to need a big game from Saquon, and I don't know if they can block well enough up front to get that.
Yeah. And I think one of the greatest investments for Washington that's going to always have them as just a headache to deal with for years was drafting that defensive line. Even when they lost Chase Young, they still got Montez Sweat, Allen, and Deron Payne. Like, those three guys, that defensive line is the nucleus. It's the heart of that team. And you're always going to be able to compete with a defensive line like that, man. Regardless.
And the crazy thing is, guys like Deron Payne, they haven't even been as good as I ever thought they would, but they're still freaking good. Like Montez Sweat, I want to say, is having a great year. And Jonathan Allen just quietly is such a good player.
Yeah. I don't know who's the one who tipped the ball in the air. It was either Payne
Deron
or
Payne.
Allen.
It was Deron Payne.
Deron Payne. Like, no one looks at that. They're just
he
like,
just
Kyle
seems to
Fuller
be like the
ended the
unsung
game.
hero. He probably just does all the dirty work and never gets his name called.
Yeah. But definitely like Washington's D line. Let's see if we can go for Heineke for another week, man.
This is like a super watchable game. I'd put this one at a 10.
Yeah. Let's go to Philadelphia Eagles, 10-1, facing the 7-4 Titans. Another winning team against a winning team, man. Like we said, it is stacked this week with matchups, with just good team matched up against good team, man. Philly -5 for the spread. Over under is 44.5 points. Tennessee, injury-wise, Danico Autry, he's out with a knee injury. Kyle Phillips, he's on IR. And Ben Jones, the center, has a concussion. He is questionable. Injuries on the Philadelphia Eagles side. Jordan Davis, he's probable with that ankle injury. He's looking to get back. Dallas Goedert, he is still out with that shoulder. And Gardner Johnson, the safety / corner, he's
out.
kidney.
He's out
with
3 weeks. Lacerated kidney.
Wow. That's crazy.
Not a fun injury, I would say.
Okay, so Philly might get Jordan Davis back. Titans are really
huge
tough
because you got to shut this run game down. And don't get me wrong, Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh are all fun in games, but Jordan Davis is a different animal when it comes to running the ball. They're stopping the run game. That is
exactly. But when I was looking at this game, I said, okay, what kind of brand are the Titans going to play? They're going to play an ugly game. They're going to want to run the football, slow it down. And what are they going to make Jalen Hurts do? Probably hand off the ball. And if I'm the Eagles, I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and beat you guys with our great offensive line. We can run the ball all fucking night if we have to.
I am a little afraid, because it's Vrabel, and Vrabel comes up with good game plans. He's not a bad coach. It seemed like Matt LaFleur didn't get the memo that Jalen Hurts was fast, because they were just like, please run for 100 yards in the first quarter, please.
Yeah, terrible game plan by LaFleur. But I'm rolling with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I don't think it's going to be a big Jalen Hurts game, but I like my chances with the run game. I like Jordan Davis probably coming back for you guys. And Philly's on a roll, man. Philly's on an absolute roll. Philly, 28-24.
Philly, 30-17.
11-1. I think it's a lock, man, for you guys to get that top spot.
Well, you can only hope.
Next matchup was not so good.
I didn't even put it. I was like, we're skipping this because Russell Wilson can't even get his own teammates to show up to his birthday party.
Oh, my goodness.
We're hearing the stories, like, oh, here's the spread. They suck. They're hurt, whatever. Both teams are hurt. Here it all is. We've heard the stories, Russell Wilson's lost some people in the locker room. Guys are not coming to his birthday. This is like reaching a new level of just like, how do we shit on Russell Wilson? Patrick, sorry, this is a different quarterback, but just people are talking so bad about him, like he's a cancer almost.
Yeah, look, I don't trust the Ravens, but you got to give it to them when they're playing the Denver Broncos because the Broncos just find ways to lose.
You can't trust the Ravens, but they've been up double digits in every game this year, so they clearly have some things they're doing right.
Look. Yes, they're winning games, Max, but I don't think it's sustainable. And I don't think they're going to win their division. It has nothing to do with Lamar. Lamar's playing fantastic. And if you want to talk about quarterbacks that do a lot for their team, look at Lamar Jackson. Fuck Josh Allen. Forget Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Look what Lamar Jackson's dealing with. Probably out of all the winning teams right now, besides probably every winning team right now with a winning record, Lamar, the only starting quarterback who has the worst supporting cast around him by far.
True.
Daniel Jones has a better one. Shit, you can say Mike White / Zach Wilson has a better one. The list goes on and on and on. I'm just saying, as a team, I don't trust them because they give up big leads.
If you take like the winning teams, right, and you say, who's the quarterbacks? Like, who's the next best player to the quarterback? Who's like a skill position? Let's just take the Titans one. Is Derrick Henry better than Mark Andrews?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Saquon Barkley better than Mark Andrews?
Yes.
Travis Kelce?
Yes.
AJ Brown?
Yes.
This is my point. It's almost like, dang, Mark Andrews is good, no doubt. He's an elite tight end. But he's not the difference maker the other guys are. And that's where it just shows week in and week out that there's no difference makers. And J.K. Dobbins is hurt. Gus Edwards isn't the same.
And they blow games, Max. Last week it's deja vu. This has happened to them. They give up these huge leads in the fourth quarter in the most like dramatic kind of way. That's why I don't trust them. I love what Lamar Jackson's doing. I just feel like, man, his team sometimes just they deflate. They deflate as an offense, and it's warranted because they don't have any like playmakers. It's like, okay, shut down Lamar. Who's gonna make a play right here? Who's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna end the game right here with this first down because there's nothing you can do. And I don't think they have that. And then on defense, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of new pieces, young guys. They're not all the way gelled. They're not the Baltimore Ravens of old with that defense. So,
maybe
they're playing the Broncos this week.
Yeah, so. But maybe this might be the week they get it all back on track. 28-14. Denver, if you got any hope of if Nathaniel Hackett has any hope, he better just find some fire and go 6-0 these last 6 weeks and score some fucking points. It's a joke.
Yeah. All right. Deshaun Watson coming back this week, week 13 comeback.
What a homecoming, too. Hasn't played in 2 years.
The 4-7 Cleveland Browns going to Houston. Betting info for this one. Cleveland is 7-point favorites. As expected, 47 points, the over-under. Injuries for the Browns. Greg Newsome, questionable, and Ethan. I always get this freaking name wrong, dude.
Ethan is out with a knee. Let's do it.
Ethan, there you go. Ethan out with a knee. Injuries for the Houston Texans. Derek Stingley, he is questionable. Rex Burkhead and Christian Harris are also questionable. Look,
just talk about the one thing anyone wants to talk about. Don't say nothing about the game. Just talk about one guy. Come on. We haven't talked about him all year. It's time.
Okay. I don't know what to expect. I don't think it's going to be fireworks. I don't think it's going to be touchdowns all over the place.
Fireworks is the craziest thing it could be.
Maybe. I think this game, it's going to be really boring. There's not going to be any like big touchdowns involved.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, would you not be just utterly shocked if Cleveland came out and Deshaun's just firing the ball everywhere to everyone and just scoring 50 points?
I would be shocked. I would jaw drop.
That would make me rethink everything I know about the NFL almost. Like, this guy hasn't played quarterback in 2 freaking years. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, preseason was bad. So why would the regular season? And I get it's Houston, it's the worst team in the league, but it's just a different speed one. It's just everything's different. He don't even know the receivers that well. He'd never thrown a ball really to Amari Cooper.
I think he played in the preseason though, so he
But
has
I'm saying
some
it's just
type.
different though. Like he
It's
was bad,
different, I
man.
know. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with the Browns because the Texans are so bad. Not by much. 17-10, going with Watson and the Browns.
20-19.
Yeah. Seattle Seahawks traveling to LA, 3-8 Rams. The Rams have fallen down, dude. 7.5 point favorite, Seattle. 41.5 points is the over-under. Injuries on the Seahawks side. Darryl Johnson, he's out on IR. Ryan Neal, he's questionable. Injuries on the Rams side. Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Allen Robinson, and Aaron Donald. All those guys are hurt. They're all going to be, if not on IR, questionable for this one. I don't think they're going to play. I'm going to go with the Seahawks straight up. 31-17, dude. I have no faith in the Rams. The Rams, I find it funny. Where the hell are your fans now? They're struggling to sell tickets in LA right now because no one wants to go to these games. No one cares about the Rams. You guys just won the Super Bowl and no one cares. I've been freaking screaming it for like 5 years now. And finally, we're seeing it. That stadium's going to be empty. And if it's not going to be empty, it's going to be full of Seahawks fans.
That's 100%. The 12s are coming out a bunch of 17-10. I just don't think Seattle, there's still some good players on the Rams. They're well coached. So I think it might be a little bit of a struggle. But Seattle, what a game to like kind of get back on track. Good week for them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so here we go, Max. I know it took forever to get here, but man, these next 2 games, maybe 3. Yeah, next 3 games are going to be really good. Marquee game of the week. Miami Dolphins 8-3 against the San Francisco 49ers 7-4. The teacher meets the
master.
What?
Did you know Mike McDaniel used to be on the staff of the 49ers? Chris Collins would be like, now, Mike McDaniel, just gotta love this guy. He's taking it. Oh, buddy, Kyle Shanahan.
I do love myself some Mike McDaniels, man. He is funny as hell. San Francisco -4. Kind of shocking. I don't think they believe the Tua hype. Vegas really loves San Francisco. Over under is 46.5 points. Injuries on the Dolphin side. Teron Armstead, he's out. Tyreek Hill, cramps, he's questionable. Austin Jackson, ankle, he is questionable. 49ers side, Elijah Mitchell just got news. He is out for the year, most likely with a knee injury. Eric Armstead, he has a foot injury. He's questionable. And Spence Brutford, he has an ankle injury. He is questionable. Look, man, where the hell do we start? It's going to be a mirror image, I think. Both teams play super similar. The one big difference is that the Niners defense is better than the Dolphins defense. Because I think they're
as of late, the Niners
they've been lights out. I think the last 5 games they haven't gave up points in the second half. That's incredible right there. But where do you see this game going, Max?
You said it right when you said it's a mirror image, because we have 2 guys we've always talked about that Tua can be Jimmy G on steroids. Jimmy G, who's playing pretty well, even though he threw a pick that got wiped away. I think this game's going to come down to one, is which quarterback is going to make the mistake. Is it going to be Tua gets hit, strip sack, fumble? It's going to be Jimmy G gets picked by Xavier Howard. Because look, Debo's going to make plays. Tyreek Hill's going to make plays. Jalen Waddle's going to make plays. There'll be a Kittle moment here or there. McCaffrey. The Elijah Mitchell thing one really sucks for the Niners. You know, he kind of brought that physical running game that McCaffrey's not capable of really bringing, of just being a smaller guy. So that hurts them. But it's really going to be a battle of just which defense can make that play, I feel like, because there's going to be offensive, like just special plays, right? Guys are going to be open. They're going to gash them and stuff. It's just a question of who can kind of withstand it. As I pull out my fucking headphones, sorry
Yeah.
about that.
No, and I bring up the Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel's thing because there's always this thing with Kyle Shanahan where all of his assistants are all over the place. Or should I say Mike Shanahan, his dad's assistants all over the place because Kyle Shanahan was one of them. But you got the LaFleur, you got the McVay, McDaniels, and Shanahan. Those four guys are like tied to each other. And it seems like every time Shanahan plays one of them, he beats them straight up. With the exception of the NFC Championship last year against McVay, he has kicked ass against LaFleur, against the Rams. Like he comes out and he tries to prove a point. Like he tries to embarrass you. Like a couple of years back, like Jimmy G threw the ball like what 6 times in the NFC Championship against the Packers.
Played great though, Juan.
But he destroyed Mike LaFleur. He absolutely destroyed him. So I think this game is going to mean a lot more to Shanahan than it does to Mike McDaniels, and he's going to know that. But I just think the Dolphins got something cooking, dude. And I don't trust Chardavius Ward, the corner for the Niners.
He's good, but I don't trust him like as an elite guy. He's just good.
I don't trust them against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I think they're gonna run free. I think they're gonna make huge plays on this Niner defense because they love to play like that, suffocating up in your face, press man to man type of defense. I don't think that's gonna bode well for the Niners in this one against a team like the Dolphins. So
yeah, those aren't the guys. Those aren't the guys you want to get up in their face because if you get up in their face, they could be gone in a hurry. One, I'm curious. I know who you picked, but what was tell me the deciding factor of what caused you to pick the Dolphins?
It's Tyreek Hill. It's Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I just think they're gonna hit the home run balls more often than the Niners. And I like Tua's chances against Jimmy Garoppolo. Like we said it last week, I think he's playing a little bit better than this, but Jimmy G on steroids. Like I trust Tua more. I think he's more accurate than Jimmy. He has a bigger arm than Jimmy. Like just all across the board. And one thing that scares me, the only thing is the Kyle Shanahan factor. Like just Kyle Shanahan just like little brother, like, won't you step aside? I know what you're doing here. You're not gonna do it.
You're not me.
Like kind of thing. Yeah, you're not me. Like, stop.
I think the best part about this game to me is just it's a test for Tua. And if I knew Tua was battle tested, because whether you want to admit it or not, different teams I know, they were what 10-6 with Flores that 1 year, 9-6, 9-5, or 10-5. They needed to win to get into the playoffs, and Buffalo destroyed them, 50-burgered them. So this is his first true test since then. And I'm staking the Niners 27-24, but this game will be good. It'll be probably the game of the week, 10 out of 10 on the watch factor for Max.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. 31-30, close one. Miami Dolphins.
Why couldn't this be Sunday Night Football?
For real, though. I think they flex the Dolphins next week against
why can't they flex them? Yeah, like Chargers versus Dolphins. Yeah, I want to see that too. I think Tua's getting these tests right now, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Little bit of a head coaching interview for DeMeco Ryans.
I think absolutely.
Yeah, because if he gets fucked up again, Max, I think his chances of a head coach are going to drop drastically. Because I know it was the Chiefs, but he got absolutely embarrassed by Andy Reid. You know, that defense
did not something to look at for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of the Chiefs going back to Cincinnati, rematch of 2 games last year. We had AFC
like
championship.
Week 12-1 or something, and it was the AFC Championship. But Jamar destroyed them in the regular season. Yeah, and the Chiefs fell asleep the second half.
And had a big game in the playoff game. Yeah. But of course, they came back to beat the Chiefs in that one. Kansas City are 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 52.5 points. Injuries on the Chiefs side: Juan Thornhill, questionable; John Thuney, he is
Joe Thuney.
questionable; Joe Thuney, excuse me; and McCole Hardman with an ab injury, he is on IR. Bengals, Jamar Chase, this is big. Looking like he's going to come back. They say he's going to come back. I think he got upgraded to questionable just a little
Well,
couple
he was
hours
questionable
ago.
last week and practicing, and then they sat him out. So I would think so. One and no Joe Mixon on the injury report, so that's probably a good sign. But I
Yeah,
got Samaje Perine playing really good.
exactly. What do you think about this game?
It's we always talk about Allen, Mahomes, and Allen, but Mahomes and Burrow has been just as good, if not a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, just as good. There's no a little bit better. It's been just as good. Joe Burrow, I think if he wins again, we're just gonna be like, oh, it's Allen, Mahomes, and Burrow. And
I
then I'll
hope
be the one
so.
guy saying and throwing Herbert to that shit. No one will listen to me because everyone hates the Chargers. But you know what? Both teams are playing really well. The Chiefs have just been a machine, and the Bengals just beat the Titans in a really big game for them, and they need this game.
I feel like not you in particular, Max. I know you give Burrow it's his respects and you throw him into the elite tier, but I feel like Herbert gets more love than Joe Burrow.
I agree.
And
I agree too, and it's kind of weird, even though Burrow's been to the Super Bowl.
exactly,
Yeah,
which
right.
is crazy. But I get it. I get it. People love Herbert. But if he winds up outdueling Patrick Mahomes, because I think that's what this game is gonna come down to, it's gonna be fantastic for Joe Burrow, and he's gonna need Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is the X factor in this one. He's the X factor for them all the time. And he's killed them in both games. He's had big touchdowns in them. The first game, I mean, they learned about Jamar Chase. He had an enormous game. I think he had like over 200 yards receiving in that one,
Yeah, he
which
broke
was
off 2 big
crazy.
touchdowns where he outrun like everyone on the Chiefs.
Yeah. So they got to watch out for that guy if he does play. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Chiefs respond, because the Chiefs are kind of rolling in, kind of like we have our division locked. We're kind of got home field locked in the AFC. Like, are they going to be able to get up for this game? And I hope so, because the Bengals are no joke, and you don't want to lose to the Bengals here. I don't think this is a morale type of thing. Like, if you get beat 3 times in the last, what you can say in the last 6 months, you got beat by the Bengals, that can't happen. You got to beat them right here.
No, I 100% agree. It's kind of like a moral, like little leap you have to get over,
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. The one thing that scares me is Zach Taylor. See how he play calls this one. Let's see if they get Joe Mixon involved or Samaje Perine, like you said. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals in this one. I'm going with Joe Burrow. Just something about Joe Cool, man. He just finds a way, and you feel like he's gonna win the game in the fourth quarter, and they're down. You just have that feeling.
There's no one cooler than Patrick Mahomes. One. There ain't nobody cooler than Pat. Coolest. I'm going with Pat. 37-31. Big. There'll be a lot of scoring in this one. I'd be pretty shocked if it was a blowout for either team.
Yeah, exactly. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Next game will be a 9 out of 10. Say that.
I think this was gonna be a 10 out of 10 just because it's I think it's gonna be crazy, dude. Like, this has been crazy for the past couple of years. It's always been a close game. Chargers and Raiders, man. 6-5 against 4-7. Big swing game, honestly, for the AFC playoffs. Not for the Raiders side. I just think for the Chargers side, they need to win this game. And Chargers are 2-point favorites in this one. I think it should be a pick 'em. 50.5 points is the over-under. Injuries on the Chargers side. Mike Williams, he re-aggravated that ankle last week. He is questionable. Corey Linsley and Nazir Adderley, they are both questionable. Injuries on the Raiders side. Darren Waller, of course, he's going to be questionable. Josh Jacobs, questionable with that calf injury. And Anthony Averett, who just this morning officially went on IR with that toe injury.
I would bet Jacobs plays though. I felt like that
Yeah,
was kind of weird. So
he was late on the injury report last week on Friday, and he ended up playing. So I think it's just
had a decent game too with the calf.
yeah, just a little cool 300 plus yards from scrimmage, but not much.
Casual.
So here we are again, Max. We're late in the year. I know the Chargers have been having injuries, but here we are again with them as one of the worst run defenses in the league. And they're playing one of the best rushing teams in Josh Jacobs. So I just think that's a recipe for disaster. Now, look, the Raiders defense is fucking dog shit. They're not as good. They're not too good themselves. So, of course, Herbert's going to put up points, but I feel like the Raiders can be in a dogfight, like go back and forth with this team, especially when they can get the run game going. What happened last time these teams played, Max?
The tie that should have been.
No. They couldn't run the ball. They passed the ball every goddamn down. Carr threw 3 picks. Khalil Mack went off. They were rushing the passer with ease.
You don't think Khalil Mack will go off again?
He could, but with that run game going, it's gonna be hard. And they better get prepared for Josh Jacobs, man. If the Chargers can make a point here and stop the run, stop Josh Jacobs, one of the top rushers in the league, it's going to be a great sign. It's going to be a great momentum shift for this locker room and especially for this defense. This is a week where you got to prove a point. Be like, you know what? We just stopped one of the best rushers in the league in Josh Jacobs. Like, we can win a playoff.
I agree. And I think it's a very tall task. I don't know if the Chargers are going to be able to do it. But you know me, at the end of the day, I got to pick against the Chargers. I got to give you some hope in this shit. I'm picking the Chargers 28-26. You know Justin Herbert loves killing them some Raiders. Like, let's be real, man. He should have beat y'all last year, and Chargers just chargered it up.
I don't think so. I don't think he was supposed to beat us.
Only a 21 play drive, going backwards, going forwards.
They were down by 16.
It was the greatest thing in the world.
We're up 16 points, man. We should have closed them out, or 15 point, whatever it was. But he kept on getting 4th down fucking miracles. Justin Herbert's always going to play a factor in this one, but the Chargers love the Charger, Max. Does that scare you at all?
Absolutely. 100%.
So what's the over under?
For Charger moments?
What quarter is it? What quarter are the Chargers going to go for it on 4th down? First quarter?
Second? You said second quarter.
Second?
I see like they're on like the 45-yard line on your side and fucking 4th and 5. So we got to go for it. We can't take 3.
Well, you went for it on what? His own 33 last year.
For no reason.
But that one's gonna be a fun one, dude.
The Sunday night game and the Monday night games are not games I really am looking forward to. I don't know about you.
Yeah, not really. Scale out of 1 to 10. This is probably like a 3 for me. Dallas Cowboys going against the Indianapolis Colts. Gosh, I am so tired of hearing about Jeff Saturday. It seems like the past couple of weeks, that's all we've been hearing. Because they're on prime time. I'm going with the Cowboys, dude. I think the Colts are an absolute fucking mess, man. Yes, they looked good against the Raiders, but I think at that time the Raiders were just a bigger mess themselves. Their quarterback was crying. The locker room was dividing. It was bad. Cowboys are more superior. Great defense. They're going to be able to stop JT, which is all they got. Cowboys 30, Colts 13.
Absolutely agree. I would be genuinely shocked if the Colts won this freaking game.
Yeah, and I got Matt Ryan throwing multiple picks in this one.
Matt Ryan's going to die a few times in this game. Micah Parsons. And, let's get to this last game. Let's talk about the best quarterback in the fucking league still, Tom Brady. Let's talk about this elite guy. Let's talk about him, Juan, please.
Let's talk about him. The GOAT, 3.5 point favorites, 40 points is the over-under. Injuries on the Saints side. Eric McCoy on IR. Marcus Davenport, Marshawn Lattimore, Peyton Turner, all questionable. Buck side of injuries. Shaquille Barrett, he is on IR. Leonard Fournette, Sean Murphy Bunting Jr., he's questionable, and Antoine Winfield is also questionable. Look, man. Do the Saints get it done against the Bucks? Like,
dude, if the Saints are playing, the Bucks are so crappy, but the Saints are just as bad, if not worse. No, I can't go with it. But you know what, Juan? If this was any other quarterback not named Tom Brady, we'd be crucifying him saying he can't get it fucking done. So I don't want to be that guy, but step your shit up, Tom. Step your shit up, buddy. Elevate him like you always have. When the team's good, everyone else is good around them. They're good. But now when they're a little bad, he can't get them over them. That loss to Cleveland is inexcusable. Unbelievable.
he's old. Give him
So
a
what?
break.
He's
He's
fuck.
old.
He's number 5. He's better than Herbert last year, everyone says. He led the league in fucking passing.
He's old. He's going through a divorce. Give him a break.
He's fucking finalized. He's free. Fuck, I'm still picking them to win. Don't get me wrong. It's the fucking
I hope so.
Saints. I want them the Saints to lose every game.
Okay, fuck the Bucks, man. Let's talk about Dennis Allen. Okay. What the hell?
Can you just leave your Raiders shit at the door when you come to do the show?
Why the hell did we think that Dennis Allen was going to be good with the goddamn Saints? Because it has been horrible. And like I said in the beginning of the year, remember when I said with the whole Matt Schaub and Derek Carr situation when he was coaching the Raiders, I was just so stupid how he was handling it. Here we come again. Why isn't Jameis Winston playing? Why is Andy Dalton playing?
Gotta just try it at this point, right?
Jeez, like, is he hurt? Like, he's not hurt.
Did the eye surgery turn bad and he's blind again? I don't know.
Like, I'm sorry. I'd rather go down with Jameis Winston than fucking Andy Dalton. I am sorry, dude. I can't do it. I can't take another week of Andy Dalton.
No, I can't either. It's bad. The Bucks are going to win 26-16. I'm surprised you have it that close. I think that's just because you have some old stuff in your heart. I don't think it's going to be that close.
I think because the defense has some pride against the Bucks in particular.
Oh, they were fighting their ass off last week.
Yeah. And hopefully Lattimore plays and we get a fight with him and Mike Evans. Because Mike Evans is going to get a flag thrown on him this game.
Always. We both get ejected for something crazy. Juan, who's your lock of the week? Because this week it's a lot of good games, but I wonder, is it Cleveland?
Was tough. It was tough. Is it Houston for you?
No, I got Seattle. I think the Rams are toast, my guy. Toast my ghost.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys, man, against the Colts. Hopefully the Cowboys don't fuck me, man. This is a game that Cowboys low-key can lose. But I doubt it, man. I hope not. We've been doing pretty good with our sole pick of the week. We've been going against Houston.
It was a rough 8 weeks.
Yeah. It's because we officially know that Houston's bad. So I swear I picked against them 4 weeks in a row. This week I'm staying off just because of the weirdness of it with Deshaun Watson coming back. So we'll see. Play hard against your old team, Houston. Play hard against your old player.
Can I hit 2 things I want to talk about real quick?
Let's do it.
Did you see what Patrick Peterson said about Kyler Murray about an hour ago?
Yes.
And do you think that's a little weird for him to say?
They're on a bye week, right?
Yeah. And Kyler Murray's like, you're supposed to be my mentor. Don't kick him in when he's down. But people are saying it. People are saying it about Russell Wilson. They're saying about Kyler Murray that they're selfish and don't really care. And I totally buy it. Totally buy it.
I kind of think Patrick Peterson was a dirtbag doing that shit. The fact that he did it on his podcast, to get it to grow. I get it.
I know the game. We know the game. I
don't hate the player.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I definitely talk shit about one for some views. I mean, I would definitely call one selfish if you asked me to. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying.
But yeah. Do I think Murray's a bad leader? Yes, but a guy from a former locker room and he say that,
it's a little bit betray the trust. Unless he must really have a problem with Kyler.
And you say it in a space that's controlled by you. Yeah. It's fucked up, man.
It wasn't in the heat of the game where he said this shit or in the post.
Exactly. Or
I definitely thought about saying this shit.
Right. Or his words got, misplaced with the media and, all the quote shit. But, Kyler's going to Kyler, man.
COD it is, baby. COD Murray.
Cod Murray, man, for the fucking dub.
You like Kyler
That is
Cod or Cod Murray?
Cod Murray. I think that one rolls off the tongue a little bit better.
So last thing one for me is, you enjoying the World Cup at all? Team USA advancing?
Team USA advancing. Mexico officially out. Didn't get a goal in today. Poland and Argentina won that group. But it was tough, man. It was tough. A little bit inside of me was going for Mexico. I seen them fucking get like offside calls when they did score a goal. I was just like, man, that shit sucks. But yeah, finally we're in the Sweet 16 of it. I think this is where things start getting very, very good. I'm probably gonna be pulling for not USA. I never really
The great
pulled for USA.
Ronaldo?
Probably Poland. Bring the walk to Poland. You know, they're a cool story. I don't know, man.
I always go for Brazil just because I've always liked them. But
Yeah, with
going
Neymar.
a little bit for Team USA.
Yeah, we'll
Don't
see.
let America win a World Cup. We're going to be talking shit to all y'all soccer playing countries. Don't let America.
And then it's going to be big when it comes over here in the USA. Defending World Cup champs.
Yeah, let's go.
If we win, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. I feel like USA just doesn't do a good job of producing soccer players because all of them are in
all
other
the good
sports.
athletes are playing football.
Exactly, where all the money is.
Yeah.
But shout out to the World Cup, man. Hopefully it gets a lot better and we start talking about it a lot more. But I've been enjoying it. Not a fan of the games being early as shit because I do not catch motion.
That Qatar shit.
Exactly. But I think that's going to do it, guys. We appreciate you guys rocking with us for this week's weekly pick'ems for week 13. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below, whatever you guys want. What else? We will be back Sunday night, maybe live. So catch us live on Sunday night. If not, we will indeed have an episode for you guys Monday morning, first thing. All right. We'll catch you guys next time. All right. Peace.